Hey there, Wondering Watchers. Welcome to this Pick a Pairing reading that reveals what you need to know about your next serious relationship. This reading will cover your perspective as well as the other person's perspective of the relationship. Now, it may be the case that the cards apply to someone who you already know, but keep an open mind because the cards could apply to someone you haven't met yet. If you're wondering what you can do to attract a certain someone into your life, I also suggest watching my pick a card video that explores the qualities and characteristics you have which others find attractive. For this reading, I'll be using two tarot decks, one for you and one for the other person. Here I have laid out 3 pairings for you to choose from. Pairing 1, we have Mystic Mondays and Dream Vision Tarot. Pairing 2, the Light Seers Tarot and the Pulp Tarot. And pairing 3, we have Cute Cat Tarot and Kawaii Tarot. Feel free to pause the video if you need time to tune into the pairing that calls out to you the most for this reading. I'll put a link for each reading in the description box below so that you can jump ahead to the reading of your choice at any time. If at any point during the reading you start feeling that you should have picked a different pairing, then just jump to that reading instead. Trust that your intuition will lead you to the messages that you need to hear for your best and highest good. So, also keep in mind that these cards provide perspective, but your choices and your actions provide your ultimate truth. You have agency over your life, and you get to make your own decisions about how to live it. So, now it's time to tune in on the cards, choose your tarot pairing, and let's make magic happen. Welcome back. This is the reading for group number 1, those who pick the pairing of Mystic Mondays and Dream Vision Tarot. I'm starting with a 9-card Kipper spread to provide me with visual information about how your next relationship fits into your life and how it fits into the other person's life. The cards do not necessarily represent your sex, gender, or sexual orientation that you identify with. I am designating you as the main female 2 and designating the other person as main male 1 because I read from left to right and I want the main couple to face each other as well as facing the courtship card, which I am designating as the relationship card. So I'm going to pull 6 more Kipper cards, and I will shuffle them in with these 3, and we will see where the cards fall into place. And then once I go through the initial Kipper card reading, I will start doing the tarot cards. So here we have occupation, sudden wealth, false person, bad health, courtship, main female, which is you, message, gift, and the main male, which is the other person. So here the courtship or relationship card is in the center, so the main focus of this reading. You are kind of above the other person in the middle kind of the 3 rows. So what you have above you is kind of not a lot weighing down on you, but with the main male, there is a lot weighing down on that other person. So here, to some degree, it may be that because you have occupation, above you here and sudden wealth, it may be that these things are kind of your primary focus. And here with this bad health behind you, it could be bad health, bad situations, but this is the card with the bed in the Kipper deck. So it also could mean, sexual relationships and partners. And that with the relationship card being closer to you, that you are more, ready for a relationship. Like this kind of situation is, you're more distant from that. And so is the main male. Main male is kind of looking at this gift or facing this gift, which could be the relationship that you two enter. And with this card of message here, it could be to some degree maybe like in relation to online dating, kind of going along with the dating relationships that don't work out, but kind of sexual experiences. With this false person above, there is a sense of something to look out for in terms of things not being revealed. It is closer to you than it is to the main male. So it could be, something that maybe you're not admitting to yourself, or some aspect of your career that doesn't quite fit you. So let's take a look at things from your perspective, since you kind of are more centralized. And I'm going to use Mystic Mondays to represent you. So let's take a look at this false person above you. You have Six of Swords. So with that card, it may be that you are in a transition period, that you're trying to get a sense of healing, possibly from, dating that didn't work out, or even if you did have some bad health. So let's take a look at this sudden wealth next to the false person. You have Nine of Swords, and this is a card of kind of worry, stress, fear, anxiety. So to some degree, the sudden wealth, it usually is, money, but it could be anything that you value. So if your occupation had been stressing you out, then the sudden wealth may be, a change in position, or maybe even a higher pay, so that there's less stress going on with you. So I'm going to put this right here. Let's take a look at the occupation. You have Four of Pentacles. So a sense of kind of getting a foundation, getting, the sense of stability and security in terms of the material resources. So here it may be that you've already kind of struggled with that. You've had some kind of stress in relation to your work, and it may be that you're transitioning and trying to find something that is more fulfilling when it comes to work. Let's take a look at this bad health over here. 8 of Wands. So definitely moving fast, trying to progress. So this is either, if it is bad health, it's because of, trying to get ahead with your stressful job. If it has to do with relationships, it's really kind of, moving fast. And also in relationship to kind of feeling a sense of value, self-value, security, when it comes to, the things that you want in life. So let's take a look at this message for you. You have 8 of Pentacles. So here it's this 8 of Pentacles. This message has to do with, being in a place where you feel that you're getting feedback that you're doing the right thing, that you're actually advancing, whether it's career, studies, dating, just kind of trying to get feedback that you are actually in the right direction, that what you are kind of trying to advance for, you are actually on target for that. So let's see what we have here for gift for you. King of Swords. So this is kind of like someone who is sharp, intelligent, maybe well-educated, business savvy, who is really able to make decisions, well, kind of life experiences have given the King of Swords that confidence, clear reason, and ability. So here it's a sense of, something that's might be more difficult for you to kind of master, especially with the 9 of Swords and the 6 of Swords over here. So let's take a look at this courtship or this relationship, because it is closest to you. However, you do have your back to it. So let's take a look at that. You have 7 of Wands. So it is a sense of kind of standing your ground, kind of having an inner conviction of knowing that that's what you want, and having kind of, the 8 of Wands is usually depicted as wands that are kind of parallel in flight. You don't see the target, you don't see the end destination to see how far away it is. And the 7 of Wands, even though it's not the next card, it's below the 8 of Wands, obviously. But it's a little bit more fixed in a point. However, that point in the traditional 7 of Wands is kind of at a ledge where that person is kind of questioned by their community to the point of being almost like backed in a corner. So to some degree, the next relationship for you is something that you want, but because that you're still going through this transition aspect, at the time that you enter this relationship, you're going to, it's a little bit more fixed for you, but you're in, like, it's almost a conflict of, you want the relationship, and you want something that's more fulfilling for a career. You know that you want to kind of have this more, confident, communicative, fulfilling type of job and authority in that. So there's going to be room for you to kind of to grow from this position. So let's take a look at things from the main male's point of view. So here, let's take a look at this gift here, because this is something that the main male is directly facing. Queen of Swords. So here it seems that perhaps this main male has a lot weighing on him, but this other person is sharp, does know how to communicate, is confident, even though it may be they're not really where they want to be in life either. Their primary focus may be a relationship. You are kind of above the main male. To some degree, it may be that this is someone you've already met, someone that you know, possibly from work even. So let's take a look at this message card for the main male. You have 3 of Cups. So that's friendships, socializing, celebrating friendships. So to some degree, it seems this could be a friend, a coworker, someone that you meet through friends, still someone that you could even meet, online. Let's take a look at this courtship for the main male, which is kind of also the main male's facing that courtship or relationship. You have 8 of Pentacles. So it's something that the main male is working on, working towards. And again, it may be that you are work colleagues, meet at a work function. Let's take a look at this bad health. You have King of Swords. So here, the King of Swords is the gift for you, and the King of Swords is the bad health for the main male. So, to some degree, it's a sense of what they're doing for dating, sexual relationships. It's more a decision, like intentional decision in terms of trying to find a counterpart that is like the intellectual equivalent of the main male. So let's take a look at the sudden wealth from the main male's perspective. 6 of Cups. And this is a card of balance and harmony, and to some degree, a sense of feeling the comforts of like being a child. So from the main male's perspective, it is almost as if finding that counterpart is going to bring that kind of balance and harmony into the main male's life. So let's take a look at the false person above you from the main male's perspective. You have 3 of Wands, whereas you had the 6 of Swords. So from the main male's perspective, this false person is more of you needing to find a way to like a plan and action to get outside of your comfort zone and actually work on the things that you want to achieve in life. And for you, it's more of you're still trying to figure things out, but it's almost as if, being in this relationship, this main male kind of sees you as really expanding your success. And also it kind of indicates that there may be a concern for both of you as to where this is going to lead to, because both of these cards are the traditional Six of Swords and Three of Wands. They are kind of, the back is faced to, you can see the backs of these individuals, not necessarily their faces, and they're looking over the water, and it indicates a sense of movement. So there is a concern of where this would lead to. So let's take a look at the occupation card for the main male. This is the Judgment card. So to some degree, the main male is maybe in a similar situation of needing to figure out what they want to do in life, and honestly reflect on, what it is they have done in the past, what it is that didn't work out for them, and kind of just leave things, that aren't for their best and highest good behind, so that they can move forward. And to some degree also pursue this sense of, success, as well. So here, let's take a look at, I'm going to get more information about these Eight of Pentacles here. You have companionship. So again, this kind of clarifies the main male's perspective of the courtship or the relationship. So companion, this can be a work colleague, or, is definitely working to find someone who is going to be their intellectual counterpart. Let's take a look at the King of Swords over here for you. You have relentless. So for you, it seems like this concept of being decisive, being someone who is intellectual. It may be that you do not have a formal degree, or you're working towards a formal degree, but to some degree, this Nine of Swords and the Six of Swords, it's, you use your intellect and your mind to kind of, I don't know if the word is punish, but criticize yourself. And that's something that to work on. Actually, I did King instead of the Eight of Pentacles. So what's the Eight of Pentacles over here? Eight of Pentacles is hope. So definitely, there is a hope for you to kind of get into a profession and job where you are really, it fills you up, you're dedicated to it because you really want to produce something of value for the future, and being in the act of doing those things is more important than the monetary income from that. So let's take a look at the King of Swords over here from the main male perspective. There's the card of community. So this concept of, looking at the situation of dating and work as as a community and looking for that intellectual counterpart. And again, it seems like it could be someone you work with, someone you meet at a conference or business trip, something along those lines. So here I'm going to pull some cards to see what it is that you bring to the relationship and what the main male brings to the relationship. So let's take a look at you. You have commitment. Oh, security. And spark. So here, this Seven of Wands, that was your card for the relationship, this inner conviction, standing your ground. So you are going to be committed to this relationship, this sense of security. That's something that you have already struggled through, and at least know what you need in terms of to feel secure and stable when it comes to your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. And so you're going to be bringing that into this relationship. This card of spark, this is, definitely a passion. You are ready to kind of make things happen. You've been progressing towards this relationship. And, it's right next to you. Even though you have your back to it, it seems that has to do with you trying to find, a certain aspect of yourself so that you can be your all, to give your all to this relationship. Let's take a look at what the main male brings in. This card of memories. So for the main male and memories, it's some aspects of the main male's past, whatever contributes to the main male's, like Queen of Swords, King of Swords, pairing this Six of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. It seems that this is pretty much something the main male wants to share with you, to help you also to find what it is that you want to pursue and be fulfilled in with life. Romance. So the main male is bringing in the romance. Even though there's this intellectual aspect, there is also this emotional aspect that the main male is someone who is a little bit more sensitive than you would expect, possibly initially. And you have the soul connection card. So this sense of the Six of Cups, that the main male is kind of coming in with, or sorry, the sudden wealth that's above the courtship for the main male. It is a sense of, to some degree, an old soul connection, and even this concept of memories can be this old soul connection with you both. So here, I'm going to see what life lessons you and the main male can learn from each other. Let's see what you can learn from the main male in this relationship. You have the cosmos, or the world. So what the main male is going to teach you, or you're going to learn from the main male, is how to kind of accomplish the things that you want to accomplish and to celebrate those things. A connection here, you can see this cosmos or world has two people as opposed to one person. So this concept, it's kind of similar to the Soul Connections card here, actually, and this kind of spark card. So to some degree, this completion that you're going to learn can also be in connection to this soul connection. And this completion is kind of like, this spark, like fully ignited. But it also seems that with this kind of intellectual aspect and focus on, working on what they want in life already, that the Cosmos card, this world card, your completion, is this sense of you recognizing what it is that you need to feel fulfilled in accomplishing those things. So let's see what the main male will learn from you. You have Eastern Skies, and this is a special card in this deck, which has to do with, I believe it's the point in the Eastern horizon at the time of the birth, and this has to do with the masks that people wear, which is really interesting because you do have this false person here above you, and the masks, you can see the person's hidden with a fan, but in the background this person is wearing a mask. And with this Eastern Skies card, there is that kind of the concept of we all reveal layers of ourselves. So it's something that you may actively be doing, but the main male with the kind of like aspects of the swords and cups, it's as if they are going to learn how the masks apply to people and how to use it themselves, but more how to see under the mask that you have or the mask that you're searching for. And I believe this might be in relation to, I think it's your rising sign. So whatever your rising sign is, perhaps take a look at that, or but that's what they are going to learn from you. So here, I'm going to pull 2 more oracle cards to find out basically the initial energy that draws you both to this relationship, as well as the core vibe of the relationship. Okay, well, I've got 3, so now I've got 4, so I'll take these 4. So here you have the 11th house of community, this community card here. So again, someone in your friend group, someone in your online dating, or a work colleague. You have this descendant invitation card. So this is a card of kind of how you invite people into your life, kind of allowing others to be on the same kind of a playing field. So this again can be a card of a colleague. And so here, if you are even invited to go to a work function or invited to something by your friends where you might even feel a little bit, out of place, if you feel like it's too intellectual, too, bookish, maybe consider going to that. Here you have this conjunction alliance card. So this is a card of really, coming together and bringing out the best in each other and supporting each other. And this can be, something mundane or something that is more technical, but it's really kind of being at ease with someone. And then you have this Scorpio card, Investigate. And this is like the card of, figuring out what's behind these false person and this mask, trying to learn the different layers and levels that's there for each of you, and learning what from each other what you need to learn for your best and highest good. So this is what I have for you. I'm hoping it provides a helpful perspective of your next relationship, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Welcome back. This is a reading for group number 2, those who pick the pairing of the Light Seers Tarot and the Pulp Tarot. So I'm starting with a 9-card Kipper spread to provide me with visual information about how your next relationship fits into your life and how it fits into the other person's life. The cards do not necessarily represent your sex, gender, or sexual orientation that you identify with. I am designating you as main female 2, and I am designating the other person as main male 1, because I read from left to right, and I want the main couple to be facing each other and both facing the courtship card, which I'm also designating as the relationship card. So I will pick 6 more cards to shuffle in with these 3 to put together the spread, and we'll see where the cards fall. And then I will go through the different perspectives for each of you. So here we have courtship, main male, the other person, and thief, sudden wealth, poverty, bad health, message of concern, coffin, and then you, the main female. So here it seems that the main male is kind of at the top center. This could indicate, because it's above you, all this is kind of weighing down on you. And at the kind of the highlight of it is possibly this relationship, or the main focus is this relationship and this main male. For the main male, it seems like all of this is kind of below them, in the sense of it's not weighing down on them, and they are kind of faced towards this relationship. And they are kind of, it could be that you see this as like on a pedestal, where when you are, you meet this person or you're interested in this person, it may be more just a perception, because you have in the center here this card of poverty, but it is next to this card of sudden wealth, which the main male is more facing than you are. And you have poverty next to this bad health card. So for some of you, it may be that you have bad health. For others, the bad health card, it's also the card that has the bed represented in it. So it's also a card for sexual relationships. with poverty and thief kind of connecting to this bad health card, it could be that you've dated, you've had sexual relationships, but nothing was fulfilling, and you may have this idea that it's kind of taking away from your potential future with this main male. And for this coffin that's kind of behind you, it is similar to the death card in the terms of change and transformation. It can be loss of some degree, and for some people it could even be death of someone. So here it's next to this message of concern. So to some degree, it's kind of pointing, the head of the coffin is more towards you, and then it's pointing towards this message of concern. Message of concern is, information that is kind of shocking to some degree. So for some of you, this could be in relation to someone that passed away, perhaps, it led to some type of inheritance, but it also is a sense of really needing to kind of change the way that you look at the prospective future, and that change can kind of lead to this shocking information could also be like a tower situation. It can lead to this wealth and relationships. So let's take a look at things from the perspective of the main male. And also, if this is dating, sexual relationships, it's something that the main male is kind of not really paying attention to. It's not of importance and is more focused on this rising above any type of things that are not fulfilling, and focusing more on things that will enrich their life. So let's take a look at things actually from your perspective, since you've got all this kind of weighing down on you. And even though this isn't really, read in like a fixed past, future, present type of situation, it does kind of seem that there's this window, like there's a window here, a window here, a window here. It's kind of like you're trying to kind of see what is in store for you and your future. And all this is kind of possibly above you and kind of weighing down on you. So it's hard for you to kind of see things. So let's take a look at this bad health above you. You have this Hermit card, and this is a card of withdrawal and isolation. So if this is something to do with your health, whether it's mental health, physical health, then it seems that you're kind of, withdrawing and trying, again, looking for something. And if this is like dating, it's kind of part of your journey. It's part of you learning from life experiences and kind of making your way to the things that are for your best and highest good, and fulfilling your life purpose. So let's see what you have for Thief. You have King of Wands, and this is a very charming individual, charismatic, popular, leader type. This could be the type of individual that you are attracted to. They are loyal if they see that being loyal will really fulfill their passion. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at poverty next, which is the middle card. You have 6 of Swords. So it's a sense of really not being in a place of comfort. It's a sense of transition for you, a sense of still trying to figure out a solution to whatever your problems are. If it's not having a relationship that you want or a career that you want, it's a sense that you're still trying to find a place where you fit, where everything kind of makes sense. And it seems like you are heading there. And again, this is kind of part of your journey. So let's take a look at the Coffin card that's next to you. You have 3 of Cups. So this is about, celebration of relationships, friendships. To some degree that might need to change for some of you, or it has changed, and that might be why you need to kind of pull away and, kind of move on. Let's take a look at the message of concern. You have 9 of Cups, and this is about, kind of self-confidence, wish fulfillment. So for some of you, this is kind of an opportunity, this change, this message of concern, this, whatever this shock is to you, to really embrace yourself and recognize that whatever you're going through, you are learning through life, and your body, everything about you, that self-acceptance will allow for a lot of amazing things to come into your life. So let's take a look at the sudden wealth card. You have 3 of Pentacles. And I'm noticing there's that 777 card on this sudden wealth. So, threes are about expansion and creation. And it seems that, working with others, kind of recognizing your own abilities and then working with others will, help you to kind of rise above the situation that you're in and get you one step closer to this relationship. So let's take a look at this relationship card, or this courtship card. You have 10 of Wands. So it is the furthest card away from you. It is going to take some effort on your part to work on yourself first, and then kind of be in a position where you are more confident about yourself, your abilities, working with others, maybe even kind of, this is the aspect of the career, and then kind of reaching this point of the relationship. It's something that is going to be a journey for you to get there. So let's take a look at the main male here. So the main male has the thief behind them. Let's take a look at the thief from the main male's perspective. 4 of Pentacles. So here from the main male's perspective, whatever has, it's kind of like the main male's backs to that, similar to the person who has the money. Their back is to the person that's taking the money. So to some degree, it's a sense of the main male is in a place of more stability and security. Might not be super rich, but at least is aware of what they need to be grounded and connected in terms of, you know, their body, their mind, their spirit, and their heart. They have a solid understanding of that for themselves. So let's take a look at the bad health card from the main male's perspective. 5 of Wands. So again, the main male's back is kind of towards that. It's basically trying to figure things out, growing pains. You know, it can be dating, but the things that haven't really worked out for the main male, there is that understanding of at least they know what they need. Let's take a look at the poverty card here that the main male is over. The 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is, it really doesn't matter about the money in the 10 of Cups. This is about the emotional connection with people around them. And it's not necessarily always just being happy 24/7. It's a sense of being able to go through the different emotions that we all go through, and being there for others when they need support, and others being there for them. And also just when the emotions are good, being together to celebrate those good times. So here it's a sense of, for the poverty, it's a sense of more what matters is the emotional connection and not necessarily the money aspect. And here with the sudden wealth, it could be some degree there's this focus of the relationship, the emotional connection is the jackpot. So let's take a look at the sudden wealth. You have 5 of Pentacles. So this is a card of not really finding a place, still searching. For some, it is about material wealth and not really being at the place that you want to be. But here, it's a sense of, you know, some people kind of see that they're not really complete without a partner. So to some degree, that being in a relationship is that kind of like that jackpot. It, whatever your circumstances is, or whatever the main male circumstances are, which is, you know, 4 of Pentacles, it seems. The 5 of Pentacles, whatever the lack is, this relationship really provides that jackpot situation. Let's take a look at the coffin, which is directly below the main male. The 6 of Wands. And that is a card of, you know, victory and success. So it could be that the main male is, you know, kind of above this, not above, but has already gone through a transformation of understanding what they need. And this sense of the 6 of Wands is, traditionally there's a, what is it called? The community is really there celebrating the individuals, celebrating their accomplishments and so forth. So here, that is important for the main male And it may be a period of time where they didn't think it was important, that they were more focused on themselves. But now this seems to be this idea of connecting with others is important for them. So let's take a look at the message of concern, which is kind of in front of but below the main male. And there's the Seven of Wands. And this is kind of like a card of inner conviction. So whatever the message of concern might be for the main male, if they face it, they are pretty much going to stand their ground, and they are going to defend what they believe in. They've already, they see that whatever this coffin situation is for them, they know what they need, what they want to be celebrated for. And so whenever that comes, or if it's already come, they are more ready for it, prepared for it. So let's take a look at their perspective of this relationship that they're directly facing. They're directly looking at it. You have King of Wands. So I was saying that you may be attracted to King of Wands. It also may be that you are traditionally, kind of this King of Wands individual, but you have kind of withdrawn a little bit and things are a little bit more difficult for you. So I am going to get further clarification and kind of see what the differences are between these two King of Wands. So your King of Wands, this card of timeless, actually yours was for the thief. Interesting. Okay, so your King of Wands was for the thief. Their King of Wands is for the courtship. And it seems that it is what you're attracted to. And this main male, is kind of looking for that connection so that they can kind of be on top of their world. And then, it pretty much is the top of everything here. Let's see here for this King of Wands. This is a card of protection here. So this card of protection is something that you care about, something that you want to protect, and because it's dear to you. And that there's some things you're willing to risk in order to protect those things. So here, the Seven of Wands, definitely it's whatever kind of situations come about that is shocking to the main male, they are going to protect it. They're going to defend. They are going to stand their ground. They know what they want. And then here, this connection with others is definitely something that they're going to protect. And, things that they're willing to risk to some degree is some like financial status and the need for approval from other people. The King of Wands is definitely, they don't need approval. They are going to follow their passion, their vision, and the people that are kind of in line with the King of Wands will follow. They don't need to be convinced. So here I am going to see. Let's take a look at what you both will bring to the relationship. So let's see what you bring to this relationship. You have hope. So it seems like here, this wish fulfillment, once you kind of work through these things, you do have hope that you will kind of find that person and really go the distance with them as well. You have guarded. So to some degree, this healing that you're going through, you're going to be a little cautious even when you meet this individual and when you're in this relationship. But here, this King of Wands is, is going to protect you. So what else are you going to bring? You're going to bring support. So here, whatever this King of Wands male individual is going to, wherever their passions are going to lead them, you're going to be supportive of that. So let's see what the main male will bring into a relationship for you. Maturity. So they've already kind of dealt with, their growing pains, their ego to some degree, and they are kind of secure in themselves, and in that sense bring about a sense of maturity. They also bring in regret. So here it's something possibly in relation to this, the Five of Cups and the Five of Wands. This is about instability and conflict. So how they've dealt with conflict possibly in the past, and to some degree even maybe aspects of their ego. So they might at some point, once you're in a place where you are, more confident about where you see yourself, they're probably going to open up to you about their ego, and maybe even sooner than you realize. They'll be telling you about things about their past that they're not very kind of proud of. And they'll also bring in to the relationship this Daydream card. So to some degree, this concept of what you guys can do together, what you can accomplish, this, this vision for the future, they will bring that to the relationship. So here, let's take a look at what you both will learn from this relationship. So let's see what you will learn from the main male or the other person. You have the Death card, which is this similar to this Coffin card, which is right next to you. It's about change, transformation, accepting the things that have to change, accepting that for something new to come in, you have to really let go of the things that aren't for your best and highest good. So let's take a look at what the other person or main male is going to be learning from you in this relationship. You have the Chariot here, which is really advancing and reaching their goals, and reaching this sense of victory, what victory means for them, not necessarily this sense of victory where others are cheering for them, but a sense of victory in terms of what they want to accomplish with someone that they care about. As the King of Wands, they are definitely going to have a vision that they're going to want to pursue. And so with your support, your sense of hope, they're going to be able to kind of kind of go where they want to go in life and accomplish what they want to accomplish. But really, this emotional connection is what will help them get there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple more oracle cards to see what the core energy is that draws you both into this relationship, and the overall vibe of the relationship. You have motion, Mars, and Kawaii, root. So here, this Mars motion card is about, taking action, going after what you want. And with this Kawaii root card, it's understanding kind of the basis of why things are happening, either why things haven't been going the way you want, or what you need to get to actually move things forward. So it's a sense of kind of this working through the support and the regrets and the things that you're guarded about, working through those and really recognizing what is key to what's the word, like the actions that you need to take in life or together as a relationship, what it is that is going to like motivate and really kind of get you to where you want to be. It's also a sense of like just the energy that you will kind of bring about when you heal or recognize certain things that are at the root of, your personal challenges, dilemmas, whatever it is that is drawing you to the King of Wands, whatever it is that's drawing the main male to want to be that King of Wands, wanting to, be a hero, wanting to protect. It's like that both draws you in together to this relationship, and in the process, you'll be able to kind of look at what the root of those things are, and possibly not only heal certain things, certain patterns that you've had that aren't for your best and highest good, but also recognizing what will strengthen you both as a couple. So in terms of this initial kind of getting together, talking, it's a sense of talking about the challenges that you've had and talking about how you've overcome them is kind of like the situation that might bring you together. So possibly talking about your past, habits that you have, kicking those habits, those types of conversations, and even conversations about wanting to protect people and wanting to make a huge difference or have their own company or some kind of grand scheme, not in a negative way, but grand scheme of really helping people and being in a place where people feel safe and connected to others. Those types of conversations. Be on the lookout for those types of conversations to see if there might be that relationship developing there. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Welcome back. This is the reading for group number 3, those who pick the pairing of Cute Cat Tarot and Kawaii Tarot. I am starting with a 9-card Kipper spread to provide me with some visual information about how your next relationship fits into your life and how it fits into the other person's life. The cards do not necessarily represent your sex, gender, or sexual orientation that you identify with. I'm designating you as the main female 2 and designating the other person as the main male 1 because I read from left to right and I wanted the couple to face each other and have both facing the courtship card, which I am designating as the relationship. And so now I will pull 6 more cards and shuffle in you, the other person, and the relationship, and see where they all fall into place. Okay. So here we have adjudication, toil and labor, official person, change, main male, the other person, main female, you. We have bad health. We have the courtship or relationship, and we have a concern card. So this bad health card has come up for all 3 pairings, and the bad health is either, bad health, physical, mental, emotional. It's usually for a short period of time. It is also the card that has the bed in it, and so it indicates, sexual activities. So it tends to be used for both, but since this is about relationship, it kind of indicates, maybe some sexual activities, dating in the past, or both your past. So here, you and the other person, you both are in the middle when it comes to perspective of top down. So what's above you both is the adjudication, toil, and labor, official person. What's below you is the bad health or sexual activities, the relationship, and this concern card, which is kind of angst, can be, depression to some degree. So here, the main male or this other person is the center of this spread. You and the other person are not facing each other, and you're both above this relationship. So to some degree, it may be that you both are kind of not really, looking for a relationship. Maybe you're both dating other people right now. Maybe one of you is in another relationship. Perhaps you have this official person above you. That can be the official person in your life. That also can be a person of some type of special recognition and accomplishment. If your focus could be also some type of education, some type of pursuit of a career where there's a certain title, license, degree, certificate that goes along with it. You do have adjudication over here, which is more facing the main male, and in terms of, you know, its position to the official person, this toil and labor being between them, to some degree, both of you could be going to the same school or in the same profession. Adjudication can be legal disputes or decisions, maybe serving on jury duty, but it also can be any kind of thing where a decision needs to be made. Could be like a doctor giving their opinion. It could be an accountant assessing something. But to some degree, with this toil and labor above the main male, it may be that that is weighing on the main male more than it is on you. But adjudication, official person, it could be that you're both going for the same type of degree. Or, for some of you, you might be ending a relationship. Here you have this card of change, and it is in front of the main male. So it could be that the main male is this other person, could be in the process of like a divorce or getting documentation together to move to a new location. But here with this courtship being under the main male, it's something that it seems they're kind of not really focused on it. It's something that they might be kind of looking for in the background, but not a priority. So here, this concern, it could be, it just kind of seemed with this official person above you, there is a concern about how is it that you're going to either get into a relationship with this person or in general, a relationship with any person. So I'm going to start out doing clarifications from the main male's perspective. Let's take a look at the toil and labor above the main male. Page of Pentacles. So again, some kind of day-to-day learning of information, education, trying to understand or honor a certain aspect that will provide material wealth. So this does kind of indicate either like learning a job, trying to make their way up, or some type of education. Let's take a look at the adjudication aspect. 9 of Pentacles. So here it's this documentation, there's a decision to be made, maybe even like a diploma or certificate degree, where the main male is kind of that's weighing down on the main male. But once that happens, there will be a sense of like a reward for the hard work, a sense of more of independence and feeling in a place where they are confident about being able to provide for themselves and for others. So let's take a look at the official person above the main male. Well, above you and the main male. There's 8 of Cups. This is something to kind of leave behind, if it's not for your best and highest good. It is from the perspective of the main male. It might be someone that the main male is not even really aware of, because the main male has their back to this part. So for some of you, if you already know this main male, it could be that they don't know you well enough, or the personal aspects of your life well enough to know who's in your life now, or they know that you're going through a breakup. So let's take a look at this change card in front of the main male. Queen of Swords. So here there is some type of like communication, some decision that is made with respect to possibly their career or the way that they're running a business, some type of, there's a lack of, not a lack, there is an intentional decision to be more reasonable about a situation, clear-headed, and pursuing their own truth. So let's take a look at this bad health card from the main male's perspective. There is the King of Wands. So definitely it's like, if this is dating and sexual activity, the main male is kind of confident. They might be, really good looking, charming, very, passionate about things. Maybe they want to, the change here is deciding to make a business for themselves. But here it's kind of like main male is really not needing to focus on trying to date it. It probably isn't an issue for that main male. So let's take a look at the concern card here. That's below the main male and below you directly. You have 9 of Wands. So it's a sense of really putting in a lot of work, feeling that you still need to put in more work, probably a little, worn out to a certain degree. So for some of you, this is a breakup. It's kind of a stress of, having to, maybe you've made that decision, and you need to kind of pull the trigger, but this is from the main male's perspective of this concern, and it is a perspective of not really wanting to have to put in more work, but knowing that they can do it. So for the main male, they have that King of Wands energy, so they can keep dating. They can, have whatever type of sexual relationships, intimate relationships that they want, but it seems that they might be kind of like above it and really want a change. So let's take a look at their perspective of this relationship. King of Pentacles. So here there is this desire to be a provider, a protector, a teacher, wanting to connect, wanting to, be a father and have a family kind of aspect, father, mother, parent. So kind of they can keep going with just dating, but what would really, provide a solid foundation for them is this King of Pentacles aspect, being materially successful, being able to provide for self and others, the people they care about and to protect. So let's take a look at things from your perspective. Let's start out with this official person above you. Let me move things over a little bit. Page of Cups. So this is maybe someone that's sensitive, which is really not what you think of when there's an official person in terms of like someone in position of authority. So to some degree, it seems like for people in this group, you may be trying to let someone down easy. It's a bit sensitive. But this could also be like, a first boyfriend or kind of initial stages of like a crush. But let's take a look at this concern card below you to see what is kind of supporting that. Queen of Swords. So there is a desire to be honest, to kind of communicate truthfully, to kind of get rid of any type of fear or anxiety and have a sense of independence. Maybe for some of you, this is a parent figure that has authority over you, even. And this Page of Cups could be how, that person may be making you feel, but it does kind of indicate some type of being weighed down by this official person and being concerned about doing what you really want to do, and also that person being a little bit more sensitive about what it is you do want to do. So let's take a look at the Toil and Labor card next to the official person. You have Four of Cups. So it may be also that you are doing a job here with this Toil and Labor. You're not really excited about it, and the way that the main male looks at their kind of day-to-day job is a way to kind of get to this King of Pentacles status, a way to kind of build themselves up. So even though you might be doing similar work, you're kind of looking at it as this is not like emotionally fulfilling. But the Four of Cups also kind of suggests that the individual needs to be a little bit more aware of the value that's around them. So it's something that it seems that the main male might appreciate. So if you're finding that you're talking about your job with someone and this person is kind of saying like, oh, this is a learning experience, I'm going to possibly have my own business one day, and kind of sees it as a stepping stone, that may be your next relationship, as opposed to someone who's like, I absolutely hate this sucks, I'm looking for I'm going to quit until I find something I'm madly passionate about. So let's take a look at the adjudication card. You have Two of Swords, which is being at a crossroads, stalemate. So from your perspective, there is some type of decision that might need to be made, possibly when it comes to job, an official person, so someone tied to that job maybe, or a significant other. But the way that the things that are above you, weighing down on you, for now it feels like you feel like you're stuck there, and that almost that this fear of making a choice is going to disrupt things so much that that other people are going to be affected by it. But really, it's the lack of making a decision. There's a sense of comfort in not having to make a decision, but also a sense of anxiety because you want to be honest about, who you are and not compromise your own reality. So let's take a look at this change card that is in front of the main male and kind of behind your back. It's the Five of Cups. Oh, actually, no, it's here. Five of Cups is a sense of loss, sadness, kind of dealing with something that is not under your control. And for some of you, it seems that before you can kind of really get to this relationship, you're going to have to deal with the stuff weighing on you, make that decision, and deal with the change, the resulting change of having made that decision. So let's take a look at the bad health under this change card. You have the King of Coins. So for some of you, this bad health, it may be that once you change, you decide that it's going to be not a great time for you, but it's going to allow you to heal. So for some of you, this is actually bad health, not doing well emotionally, mentally, physically, due to a breakup or changing a career, or even needing to move as a result of making this decision over here. And it may be that you meet the main male as part of that, in that process. So let's take a look at this courtship aspect. You've got King of Swords. So here it is like that counterpart of, you've got all the kings out here. And the King of Swords is the counterpart of the Queen of Swords, which is the card that, you want to be, honest, live your truth. And so it does kind of seem that this meeting occurs after you have dealt with a sensitive situation and, dealt with the loss of it. And then you'll be at a better place to kind of meet this king. this King of Coins over here. So let's go ahead and I want to clarify some things. I do think it's interesting that you have the change here in front of the main male is the Queen of Swords, and the concern here is the Queen of Swords. So I'm going to get some information about the Queen of Swords, see what we have for the main male. And in this deck, there's two Queen of Swords, or two cats that are the Queen of Swords. So here's this card of Patience. And it's reminding me that the Queen of Swords was traditionally seen as a card to represent the widow. So here it could be a change of you dealing with, you know, a breakup, and so it seems that this main male here, this change, whatever they're going through, it is going to allow for the time for you to actually go through the Five of Cups. So let's look at the Queen of Swords down here for your concern. You have this memory card. So it does seem like, you know, this concern, this desire to be independent and speak your truth, it has to do with how you're thinking of the past. And here you can see there's two bats, and it's kind of making me think of the Two of Swords, how the swords are kind of held out, and that indecision. So I'm going to take a look at the two King of Coins, King of Coin, King of Pentacles here. So here, this is the main male's perspective when it comes to your relationship of the King of Pentacles. You have this card of Wisdom. So here it's like their life experiences have led them to this place where they are really able to commit, more mature, more wanting to be that provider, protector. So let's see the King of Coins from this bad health perspective that you have. You have this Curiosity card. So here it's a sense of wanting to know something that you're not familiar with. Maybe it seems like this official person here, maybe they were similar in terms of having that experience and a sense of authority that they were supposed to carry with them, maybe because of their the way that you thought of them or expected them to be, but they really weren't that for you. So here it could be that this main male, King of Pentacles, reminds you of your person here, whether it's parent, an old boss, someone you had to break up with. But there is curiosity about how it might be different with this person here. That's the way I kind of see that one. Let's take a look at what you guys will bring to the relationship. Let's take a look from the perspective of the main male. What will the main male bring to the relationship? You have romance. And definitely with the King of Wands energy, it seems that there's some spicy passion the main male will bring in. have memories. So it does seem to some degree this, the memory card that you have, the king aspects over here will kind of, and the king aspects over here, it's something that will be kind of bring a sense of familiarity. So if there were certain issues that you had over here with your situation, then however it was dealt with or however they were experienced the situation, it's something that you guys can kind of share and discuss and see how, you know, knowing what you know and knowing what they know changes things, or how you can deal with problems if they come up. You have this card of strings. So to some degree, there is that aspect of freedom and control with this king Hainan energy that will be something that you are familiar with. So they will bring that in, and it's kind of up to you how to deal with it. But with the memories that you both will bring in, you can kind of deal with that aspect, possibly be more prepared to how to deal with that. So let's see what you will bring into this relationship. You have this guarded card. So the more that you heal this Five of Cups, the more you'll be able to be like less guarded. And because this main male is going to have patience, take the time that you need. You also have true love. So that's, definitely the more you heal, less guarded, more open you are to this romance and allowing your heart to sing. You have security. So you bring in a sense of, at this point being more of your true self, knowing what it is that you want, more independent. And that means that you are less willing to compromise your beliefs, and so you'll be safer and more confident in yourself, and you'll be able to kind of handle whatever kind of situations come up. And it does seem that with this official person in your life in that past, that sense of being able to attack any concerns the main male might have, or discuss any concerns the main male might have, will allow for a more secure relationship. Let's see what you both learned from this relationship. Let's see what the main male can learn from you during the relationship. This is card of the self. So here, this card is, I think it's particular to this deck. It's like the sign, the sun sign for the main male. And that's kind of the way that people want to be seen, or the way that others perceive you as well. So what the main male is going to learn from you is that who they are is and who you are is basically there's effort that needs to be put into it. There's also a certain aspect of yourself that you don't show everyone, and the main male kind of recognizes about you. So it may be to some degree when they meet you that you're in a place of, internal sadness, but external, like being more guarded and more this Queen of Swords energy. So what they are learning from you is how you are seen, and how the world sees you is a lot different than, once you take down the guards, is different than how you'll let the main male see you. So let's see what you learn from this main male. You have the Chariot. So here you will learn how to kind of take situations or energies that are conflicting or opposing and work them together to advance your will, to advance you forward, as opposed to being in this kind of more stalemate, feeling stuck when you don't know which direction to go, or even feeling like apathetic, but really being more aware of what's around you and really taking advantage of the situation to pursue your truth, to make it so that you come out on top regardless of the situation that's presented to you. So here, go ahead and pull two oracle cards. One to see what the core vibe is that draws you into this relationship, and another card to see what kind of the overall vibe that keeps this relationship together. So here you have Pisces, Sensitize, and the 5th house of passion. So to some degree, there is this sense of real deep feelings, creativity, and emotion for the both of you. And so when you meet, maybe you are really struck by this main male's passion, sense of romance, and maybe you meet in a place where they're even providing you some type of advice. Maybe you are kind of going through a breakup, a loss, and they are helping you through it. It could be a friend situation at first, where they are kind of telling you how to really, move on and be true to yourself, and to focus on more the passionate aspects of your life that you do have control over, and that you can look forward to. And really, it may be that the main male is more able to recognize when something's not for their best and highest good, and to really kind of leave that. And to some degree, it may be that you are the more sensitive one, and you pick up on when it comes to this official person, and you are trying to protect yourself from the emotional turmoil of having to leave a situation, because whatever that person is feeling, you are going to take on that emotion as well as deal with your own emotions. But here, it seems like you will both learn from each other, and recognize that there's a way that you can be vulnerable and sensitive with each other, um, and still have that sense of, you know, wanting to being more cautious, I would say, because if you're both sensitive to each other's feelings, um, then you'll definitely work through things or put in more effort to work through things, because you'll both want to avoid the other being in a place of sadness, because that will just affect them as well. So here, this sensitivity, maybe what draws you together is you both are really ambitious or tough on the outside, but really squishy on the interior. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your next relationship, and we'll see you next time. Take care.